Hey guys, welcome to BLONITY. First, my little disclaimer, this is no financial advice, my own opinion and estimates. My estimates could be completely wrong. Don't trust, always verify, understand the numbers, be aware of scammers, and you know the best how to invest your money. Please be aware that I'm invested in Hive Blockchain, Argo Blockchain, Bitfarms, H8, K1, DMG Blockchain, and DigiHost. Okay guys, let's jump right into it. So Bitcoin is going sideways here. We see this 64-hour moving average here. This red line is providing resistance now. But it looks like we're in an accumulation phase here because big guys are announcing that they want to go into crypto. Carl Icahn said he wants to purchase 1 billion to 1.5 billion in crypto. He does not say in which projects he wants to invest, but that's definitely a big move. And we heard from others, from ARK Invest, we heard from Ray Dalio. So the big guys are slowly but surely moving in. But cryptos are in red today. The miners, the mining stocks here, a little bit in green, Riot and Mara. Argo Blockchain is doing very well here with 10%. So we had this breakout here out of this long-term downtrend since 3 months. So that looks good here for Argo Blockchain. Hopefully we can stay above this line and start a rise from here. DMG Blockchain is taking a little break from the bigger move yesterday. Also DigiHost consolidating here. Hive a little bit in green. H8 a little bit of growth here. We had this breakout here out of this pattern. But it's a long way to go, to be honest. But we need Bitcoin to move again. Bitfarms minus 1.6%. They released the financials. There was one big surprise in there, but overall I think it was good. So these are the prices. Let's go to the Bitfarms news here. So first, the Q1 2021 key events. They raised 80 million Canadian dollars here. They bought 48,000 new Bitcoin miners, the Watts miners from MicroBT, which is like 5 exahash, and they want to have like 3 exahash at the end of the year. And they want to install these 48,000 miners in 2022, so that they want to have 8 exahash at the end of next year. At the end of March, they had 1.2 exahash, but I think the average hash rate was a little bit above 1 exahash in Q1. Right now, Bitfarms has 1.42 exahash. So revenue 28.4 million, gross profit of 19.3 million, gross mining profit of 22.3 million. 80% gross mining margin, that looks nice. They mined like 598 bitcoins with an average cost of approximately $8,400 per bitcoin. So this is only the electricity costs. The other operating costs are missing in this number here. But 598 bitcoins are, this is the lead in the industry, as I'm aware of from all the miners I'm following. These are the most bitcoins. We have seen this in other quarters that Bitfarms is very aggressive here, and they're mining the most. Gonna be interesting in this quarter with the comparison with Mara and Riot, for example, which is gonna be the number one. And they retained 548 bitcoins. Right now they have approximately like 1,000 bitcoins on the balance sheet. At that time, 548. And they installed like 369 petahash in that quarter. So that's a lot. We know that they're building this 80 megawatt. They have this big build out here in Quebec, and they want to build a big facility in Argentina. A lot of stuff here. Let's go into the financials a little bit. Wait a second. So this is the Bitfarms Q1 financials. First, let's look on the assets. So right now, $164 million in assets. A lot of cash here, 53 million. Digital assets, so the Bitcoins were at that time 32 million. These are the Bitcoins they stored. A lot of equipment, 45 million. And long-term deposits and equipment prepayments. So I think this is for the miners here, maybe for the Watts miners for next year. liabilities are not very big anymore. We know that they have a lot of lease to pay for these facilities there in Quebec. That's what we see here and here again. So the biggest part of the liabilities are now these lease liabilities for the upcoming years for the facilities there. The revenue 28.4 million. So that's, as I'm aware of, the number one of all the miners I'm following. The cost of sales are 9.1 million US dollars. So if you take these costs per Bitcoin at approximately 600 Bitcoin, this would mean like 15,000 US dollars per Bitcoin in cost of sales. But Bitfarms, they're all reporting different. And Bitfarms has this depreciation, as I'm aware of, in the cost of sales. And the depreciation was 3 million US dollars. So if you minus this, you're approximately at 6.1 million US dollars. So you're approximately at 10 or 11,000 US dollars per Bitcoin in operating costs, which is a very good number because the average Bitcoin price was at 47,000 in Q1, a lot higher than now. So the mining margin is approximately 80%. We have the G&A here, the general and administrative expenses. They are always a little bit high here for Bitfarms in all the quarters because they have a big company. They have 100 employees, they have to pay them, and they have these lease liabilities. So this is stable. It's approximately the same as in the last quarter. So that means the operating income is 16.4 million. And then there was this big surprise here, the net financial expenses of 23 million, and that's why we have a loss in this quarter, a net loss and a total comprehensive loss. The good thing is this is a non-recurring event. This is because of revaluation of the warrants. And what do they say here? I cannot find it here right now, but due to mainly to non-recurring, non-cash financial expenses. So this, as I understand it, happens only this time and will not happen again. So that's I think the reason why Bitfarms is down right now. People were not expecting this one, the net financial expenses here, these revaluation of these warrants here. Without this, it would have been very good results because we have also a revaluation gain on digital assets here of 5 million. But because of this position here, it's a net loss and a total comprehensive loss. But when we look to the operating costs and so on, that looks, in my opinion, very good. Also, the G&A here are not increasing big. So the operating performance is very good for Bitfarms. Okay, let's move on. So also Banxa, the exchange here, they reported the Q1 results. The total transaction value of 396 million for the 9 month ended March. Big increase here, revenue of 21 million for the 3 months ended March. Also a big increase, adjusted EBITDA profit increased to 1 million. Sounds very nice when you go to the financials here and check these numbers. So yes, Banxa has a big revenue, 21 million, but also a lot of cost of sales. I'm not sure what this exactly is, because when you think about an exchange or the provider, you think that the cost of sales should be low. They have these costs. So they have a gross profit of 6 million. Then they have these total operating expenses of 6 million. Then they have the income, and then they have other costs here and so on. So overall, they have a loss in Q1. We have to be aware that these companies are all in big growth mode right now. So the costs, they are focusing a lot on growth right now, But yeah, I mean, big growth, definitely. In 2020, the revenue was 1.3 million, now it's 21 million, but also a big increase in costs. So we have to follow this in the upcoming quarters here. I think, yeah, they need to grow faster, the revenue, and then the costs. That's very important. But overall, huge growth here for this company. Let's go to Voyager Digital. Voyager Digital reports record revenues of 60 million with a 50% operating margin, generating operating profit of 30 million for the fiscal quarter. So Voyager Digital, yeah, it's also, yeah, it's more than an exchange. You can do a lot of stuff there. They have now 1.6 million users, and they have more growth in April and May. What do they say here? Total revenue in fiscal 2021 third quarter increased to 60 million, up 16x from fiscal second quarter, so huge increase. Operating profit for the first with an operating margin of 50%. The company ended the fiscal third quarter with adjusted working capital of 197 million, so a lot of money on the balance sheet. Let's go to the financials here. It's very small. I have to zoom a little bit in. Revenue, we can see this here, 60 million. Operating expenses, 30 million. So that looks very good. But then we have other expenses here. Change in fair value of warrant liability, for example. Change in fair value of digital currency loan payable, 30 million. So we have also a net and comprehensive loss of 68.5 million. So also a big loss, but also a big growth. Yeah, these companies remind me a little bit of, could remind me a little bit of Tesla, for example. In the first years, they all also had huge losses, but it was all about growth. And in the end, I think they're profitable now. And I think for these companies, this should happen a lot faster if the bull run in Bitcoin continues. But right now, they're not. There's no. Yeah, there's a loss in for these exchanges. So they're in big growth mode. They're investing a lot, and yeah, that's why we have to wait a little bit for the positive or more positive results here. Yeah, when I think about Hut 8, for example, from the financials, I mean, they were very profitable. They had a huge comprehensive income there. They had, I think, a positive net income in Q1. So for Hut 8, I mean, that was a very nice result compared to other crypto companies right now. Okay, guys, so I think that's it for today. I think tomorrow I will not make a video, but yeah, we will see us soon. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.